Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my greatest honor to address the very high and honorable representatives of the United States of America to the peace conference at Versailles. As you know, this conference is of the greatest importance. You will be representing the government of President Woodrow Wilson to the world, to this very important meeting of the victors of this great war. In doing so, it is very important that you always take into consideration the 14 points prepared by President Woodrow Wilson. Before you receive these very important instructions to your duty, you have three very important reminders. First, do not miss the day of the peace negotiations. The peace negotiations will take place next Tuesday at noon. Be there and be on time. Second reminder is it is a very important international conference in which you will be representing the government of President Woodrow Wilson. Accordingly, dress to the occasion. Third, come prepared. Please, on that day, do not forget to bring a placard stating that you are representing on the one side the United States of America and also the name of President Woodrow Wilson. Each of the members from your negotiating team must have a placard indicating such information. Today, you are gathered in order to work on the preparation for this conference. You will be preparing as a very important and skilled negotiations and political team the position of the United States regarding what should be included in the treaty in Versailles. This position of the United States must be a defense of the interests of the people of the United States, that even though Congress was not very eager to get into this war, the president has been very clear on his message towards promoting a sustainable peace in Europe. Therefore, it is of the greatest importance that you are faithful to this message and that you are able to communicate it next Tuesday to those delegates. Therefore, today you will prepare the position paper of what is the opinion, the points on of the United States regarding 10 different issues. This position paper, next Tuesday, every member of this negotiating team should have a copy of them. As well, every member of this negotiating team should know them very well. Please also bring an additional copy you are giving to the moderator of this peace conference who will be there. Without further ado, I present you the different topics that you must include in this position paper. Item number 1. The French wish to name somebody guilty for the war. However, according to President Wilson, it's possible that it may not be a good idea. It is important that you discuss and that you decide if somebody should be blamed for this great war. Item number 2 and item number 3. What should be done to the German army and to the German navy? Should they remain as they are? Should they be given a limit? Or should they completely disappear? It is important that you consider that as representatives of the United States. Item number 4. Who will pay for the damages of the war? Europe in this war of trenches was practically destroyed. There is loss of life and property everywhere. Who is going to pay for that damage and how much should that be? Item number 5 and 6. Between France and Germany, there are some territories that are in dispute. On the one hand, there is the Rhineland, This Rhineland is the industrial heart of Germany. What should happen to this Rhineland after the war? On the other hand, there is Alsace and Lorraine. Alsace and Lorraine were taken by Germany in 1870, in 1970, but France claims them. What should happen to these regions as well as the Saar region? Item number 7. What should happen to German colonies that are all over the world? Item number 8. This war erupted from sparked from the assassination of Francis Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne. The very close friendships of Germans and Austrians allowed for the first war actions to take place. Therefore, you are being asked in point number 8, should Germany be allowed or forbidden to get together in a political union anytime in the future with Austria? Item number 9. There is a territory at a side of Germany between Germany and the Russian Empire, which it is being discussed whether to make it independent or not. If not, there would be a direct border between the Russian Empire, which is currently at its revolution, and the um, and Germany. Therefore, you are to discuss if they should happen or if there should be another country in the middle, namely Poland. Finally, item number 10. President Woodrow Wilson wishes to propose that a League of Nations be created. It is your duty to present to the other delegates and to defend that League of Nations to the very last possibility. President Woodrow Wilson strongly believes that this is a solution. Therefore, it is your duty to prepare a position paper strong enough that convinces the other nations, victors of the war, that this League of Nations should be created. Those are the 10 points that are to be included in your position paper that you are to prepare today. It is very important that you remember that you represent the interests of the American people, that you represent the administration of President Woodrow Wilson and its standing to the world. Therefore, have this role as a very, very important part of your career as diplomats and take into account the great conditions, the very important conditions that you are meeting today in order to make a lasting strive for peace. That will be all the instructions that you are given. I will see you next week at Versailles.